Hello everybody, we are going to Iceland by ferry from Denmark, and in our last video you saw a ferry. So we are going to stop in Torshavn on Faroe Islands, but on our way to Torshavn we passed between two islands, Shetlands and Orkney, Scotland. Of course you can't see those islands very well, but I know that they are beautiful. Scotland is beautiful in general. I don't know, probably you noticed that mostly people were sitting inside on this ferry because of the weather. The weather was cool, rainy, and now we are approaching Torshavn, and it is windy, you can tell. And it is a beautiful Torshavn. The place is not small, not big, but look at the houses. They look nice. Nice place. You will see. You can see that it is cold, windy. I hope it will be better later, but we are going to see the capital of Faroe Islands. Yes, and it is the government of the Faroe Islands. Yes, the government is located right there, and the Prime Minister is there as well. There is a lighthouse and the good view of our ferry, and of course the grass house.
Interesting about this fort that we're at. These are the ruins of a fort. This fort was built because the settlement was raided in 1629 by, of all people, the Turks.
Yes, it is interesting. We are far from Turkey, and Turkish people are responsible for this fort. It's a fort. I am wondering if somebody lives in that house with the grassy roof.
On that hill?
No, here.
Yeah, here, yeah.
Ah, there's even, it is a hotel. I like that houses.
Brewery.
Nobody mowed the grass on the top of that houses. They need to be mowed, don't you think? He's cold, like us. He needs some clothes. I'm fascinated about the rules.
Okay, look here. Old town that way, 140 meters. I was right about the old town.
Okay, it is a city council of Torshavn. All shops are closed still. I hope they will be open soon. It's a nice city.
That's the parliament over there.
The parliament, okay. Nice, clean and cold. I like colorful buildings. What is this?
The parliament, huh?
No, small house. Little building. This.
Hot dog deli, it says.
Hot dog. They sell hot dogs. Look, nice houses.
What?
Nice houses.
The people were so nice.
Look, this house is 1902. Was built in
The
19.
way this house is made. Different.
Look, the Irish pub. It's a nice view.
Have to go left. Good view of our ship. Just leaving.
No, our ship is over there. You see?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there is a cathedral. We are walking actually around the harbor because there is no other place to walk to see a big hotel, Torshavn.
Across the street from the sidewalk.
Can you imagine if all of those buildings had the same color? It could be so depressing. It is why probably they put different color on their houses.
I don't know. You know, at one point I started to say it seems to be true of towns in cold climates. But then I thought of Curacao, which is obviously not a cold climate, and it's maybe one of the most colorful towns I've ever seen.
Yes, Curacao. It is the cathedral. And the old graveyard.
One interesting thing during our visit to the Cathedral in Torshavn was the children's group, actually kind of teenagers, young teenagers that were there with the teacher. It was obviously some sort of school group, and we seemed to be a subject of great interest to them. In fact, they seemed to be more interested in us than they were in listening to the teacher and looking at the cathedral. They were grinning at us and waving at us, and one girl in the front was trying to show me a jar of something that she had wrapped in cloth. I never could figure out what it was, and I couldn't ask because it would have been rude. The teacher was talking, but she was ignoring the teacher and trying to show me this jar, whatever it was. So anyway, an interesting little experience of the kind that you have when you travel to places like this.
But what is there?
The bell tower.
Oh, there is the bell tower. The bell tower. No, honey.
To us, I think probably the most interesting thing about the Faroe Islands and about Torshavn, and here, by the way, is the embassy of Germany, and looks like the consul of Romania as well. But at any rate, the most interesting thing is the fact that it exists, that there is a settled country with people in this remote part of the world, living from the ocean, from fishing and so forth, and that they exist here. That is probably the most interesting thing. And then seeing how friendly and educated and nice the people are, and how prosperous the town is, how well looking the town is, neat and clean and so forth. That's probably the most interesting thing about it. There isn't a lot to see here in terms of historic sites and buildings, unless you want to investigate Viking history. And there's not, it's the same kind of geography that you would see in northern Scotland and in Iceland, I think. But again, the fact that it exists, the people who live here, are the most interesting part of this area of the world to us.
Yes, nice people live here.
I think most people know that there are many, many ocean oil platforms in the North Sea, and a lot of oil comes from the North Sea. And what you see here is a drill bit that's used in drilling for oil under the ocean. Obviously can't read the language, but I noticed that it's from Baker Hughes, which I know is a Texas company that is involved in oil exploration, oil drilling, and engineering for those kinds of activities. And so I would guess that that is a drill bit from the Baker Hughes company that's been used in the North Sea oil drilling.
They need to put a cow or a sheep on the top, and they will eat this grass. It won't be so shaggy. You know, I think I have never. We saw many houses, many different houses in many different countries, but I think I have never seen houses like this.
I don't remember seeing it.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember it.
Okay, this is the old town. Retarhajalpin. Huh?
I don't know.
Yes, it is what it is.
Zina's an expert.
I am an expert.
In ferries.
Uh-huh. And our ferry is there. Smyril. It's a nice inner yard.
You made a big circle. I think we've seen everything.
I think so. Ministry of Finance. Министр финансов. My love, wait a minute. What?
The Foreign Service, look, in the Prime Minister's office are in buildings with grass roofs.
The Foreign Service. And where is the Prime Minister? Prime Minister's office. Can you imagine? With the grass roof. Isn't it remarkable? It is a beautiful house you are passing. Apparently people are working here.
Evidence suggests that the first parliament, the meeting of the Vikings, was held on the rocks of this place, Tiganes.
You mean on those rocks?
The rocks were standing on them. So this was where these rocks were, where the first parliament or thing was held by the Vikings. This is a sheltered harbor. They would tie up or anchor here in this harbor.
Vikings?
The Vikings. They would tie up or anchor in this harbor, and this was a clear place that they could come to and set up their camps and their fires and have their meeting.
We spent in Torshavn, I believe, 6 or 7 hours. I mean, our ferry spent here. And the afternoon, the weather was great. You see, it was sunny, beautiful. It is a unique place. I regret that we couldn't go to other islands. Maybe next time. We are leaving Torshavn, and next time we will be in Iceland already. So, we will see you in Iceland.